Okay, we have a trailer truck right in front of us. Let's see what happens here. What I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and edit the trip right now. And what I'll do is I'll remove this second stop. I'll click done. And now what it's doing is it's rerouting to the final stop. This is, oh, so that was quite scary and not good at all. That was crazy to me. I mean, that was pretty much insane. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Barry. I'm in my Tesla Model 3 2024 rear wheel drive. I focus on Tesla's full self-driving software and capabilities. So we're in the car right now out for a ride. I'm going to go ahead and press and hold this blue button to engage Tesla FSD. And the car is now going to drive itself for the remainder of the route. I'm running version 13.2.2 for Tesla's full self-driving software. I have a couple stops programmed into today's route, so we'll see how this goes today. We're showing weather of about 33 degrees Fahrenheit. It is just before 11 a.m. Eastern time, so we'll see how the drive goes today. We'll have moderate traffic on this route. We're approaching the stop sign here. We'll be making a right turn, so it is stopping fully and then it's creeping up. We have no traffic on our left-hand side, and FSD is going for it, assuming the far left lane here. Very nicely done. And then we're going to be making a left at this light here up ahead. It is assuming the far left lane here, which is great. And then we should be making this left turn right here. So I'll check in with you guys once this light turns green. All right, we've got the green light. FSD is now in drive, moving forward, making this left turn very nicely here. And then we're going to be assuming this lane and we're going straight. I want to thank everybody. We just passed a huge milestone on my channel. We passed 1,000 subscribers. So thank you so much for the support, the engagement, the comments, and the likes from all of you guys. It's been really awesome to see you guys engage with the content. I love making these types of videos, and I love documenting Tesla's FSD version. So I really appreciate all the support. It's a huge milestone that we just passed with over 1,000 subscribers on the channel. So again, I really appreciate it. If you're not yet subscribed, definitely consider hitting the subscribe button to join the community. I'm making updates like this all of the time as Tesla releases new features, functionality to their FSD software. So if you want to stay up to date with FSD news, software, and just kind of see what I see here in my area and testing and all things FSD, just definitely hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate the support. There's been some big news coming out of the Tesla team as well in terms of unsupervised capabilities and plans for the Tesla fleet of vehicles here in the United States. So very recently, the Tesla team announced a goal for Q2 of 2025 to have unsupervised pilot programs in specific parts of the country. They are targeting Austin, Texas as their first official pilot for unsupervised experiences for customers. And from what I had read, it's going to be leveraging their robo-taxi design and fleet of vehicles. There is a smaller pilot already occurring in California in the Fremont area by one of their manufacturing plants out there. But I believe this one in Austin, Texas is going to be a more real world scenario with real customers. And again, I think in California, they are doing that already and they have been doing that. But from what I understand and my interpretation of it is Austin, Texas, Q2 2025, they're going to have a real world pilot for unsupervised fleet of vehicles for their robotaxi, driving customers around town, picking up customers, dropping them off, doing fares in the robotaxi. Now, if you don't know what the robotaxi is, it's a car that they're going to be mass producing, I believe, in 2026 with no driver control. So no steering wheel, no brake, no accelerator. It looks very similar to the Model 3 and now the Model Y 2025. Just a screen, charging ports, your center console, obviously seats, everything's the same, just subtract all the driver controls. So it's interesting to think about unsupervised in that terms with, the general public involved. And I think we're getting very close to that, but Q2 2025 is a very, very ambitious goal in terms of what I've been seeing. So, there's situations where I've been a part of in my car, in my area with FSD, and I just I ping pong back and forth. Sometimes I'm amazed with it, and then other times, like I said, I'm just like, this is Not sure if we're 100% there yet in 2025, but it's kind of this ping pong game. I'm going back and forth. I'm amazed at times, and then I'm very surprised, and then I'm very disappointed. So it goes three ways, and it's like round robin. Now, the thing is if you're doing autonomous, unsupervised vehicle pilot programs like the one in Austin, Texas, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to how many times you're disengaging in terms of safety. So in this drive, I want to pay attention to how many times I have to disengage for safety reasons. And by safety reasons, let's define that so we understand, you and me here in this drive, what I mean by that, so that we have a set of parameters. Safety reasons means that I have to take over control because I'm in fear of my safety, or I'm in fear of somebody else's safety. So if I am in a situation where I feel the car is not making the right decision and it's putting somebody else at risk, or it's putting myself at risk, or both parties, I'm going to disengage. So I consider that a safety disengagement, right? Pretty obvious, but just to set the parameters and level set you and me, you're watching this video, I'm supervising the vehicle. I want to pay attention in this drive how many times I have to disengage for safety reasons, because that's a huge marker. That's a really important point for unsupervised vehicles in 2025 to assume their responsibility, right? So I want to see. I'm gonna pay attention very closely to how many times I have to disengage for safety reasons. There's a different bucket of disengagements that, in my opinion, are not safety related. Example: no turn on red, right? FSD cannot read signs like that yet. So if you're approaching an intersection and there's a clear sign that says no turning on red, but FSD proceeds to do that because it can't read that, I would potentially disengage that, not because it's a safety concern on my part, but because I don't want to take it, right? So that's an example of a disengagement that's not necessarily a safety concern, but more so just logistical. I don't want to ticket type of thing, right? Now I'm curious to know if the robo taxi is going to be able to read signs like that. I think they're going to be using the same versions though. So FSD, like I said, I'm running 13.2.2. So I believe robo taxi is going to be using that same version. But we'll see at that point in Q2 of 2025, maybe version 14 is going to be released. We'll see. But you can see so far, I'm not having to intervene at all. This is the suburban area, so I will level set that as well. I've done videos in downtown areas, in cities, in major cities, things like that. That's where I see lots of room for improvement for FSD. So again, this test is being done on a path in which I term just my test path, my usual test path. I like to use the same path, same time, same variables, as much as I can control, right? With different version updates so I can see how things react. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, so far it's doing pretty good. And so, by the time Q2 2025 comes around, if we're still on target for that, if the Tesla team is still able to meet that goal, we'll see what version FSD is running by that time. I would love to see it start reading no turn on red signs. Okay, we have a trailer truck right in front of us. Let's see what happens here. Perfect. That is great. Look at this. That is amazing. It's on the wrong side. Turned its signal on there for a second, but it didn't hesitate at all. That was pretty awesome. I'm actually very happy to see that. It was actually, I think, overly confident with how it approached that trailer track right there. Or I'm sorry, the truck on the road. It just went right around it. It didn't even seem like it stopped to view other traffic. I mean, maybe it saw that it was completely open, but I didn't even see it think about checking first. And again, maybe that's because it already saw before I did. But it was very confident. It just went right around it, assumed the wrong lane for a second. Then when it was halfway past the truck, turned its turn signal on to merge back into the right lane. That was impressive. That was very impressive. I think that was like overly confident. I would like to have actually seen it dialed down a little bit. I don't think I've ever said that about FSD before, but that was a very overly confident decision. But that was awesome. Yeah, I mean, that definitely passed the test in that case where there's a blockage in the road. It's a 2-lane road, northbound, southbound, and the lane you're in is blocked. It went right around it. Very cool, very cool. And then it had that train track there as well. So I am in the standard profile right now, so I'll probably maintain that profile for the majority of the route, but we'll see. Maybe I'll switch that to hurry. I have seen other channels get updates pretty quickly. I'm running 13.2.2. I've seen 13.2.4, I believe, point 5 and point 6, I believe, come out now. So these point updates also kind of address the priority that Tesla is releasing for these updates. So they're really speeding up these releases for customers, for Tesla FSD customers. I have not yet received it. I'm patiently waiting for the next incremental update. But although the release notes on those incremental point updates are not major, it does show that there is something going on in the background. I mean, that's a pretty quick release, I think, for FSD in terms of what they've done before, right? So we'll be making a left turn at this light here. So we'll be merging right behind this Ford F-150, and they'll be making this left turn once this light turns green. So I'll check in with you guys once the light turns green here. All right, the light is now green, so we're going to be making a left turn right behind the Ford F-150 here. Very nicely, no issues here. It looks like FSD is going to be assuming the far left lane and then making a quick lane change here. So FSD is still assuming the far left lane after a turn like that and then making a change afterwards if necessary. We're going to be approaching our very first stop here, so I want to see how it merges into this plaza. It should be making a right turn right here, right before the light, and then once we enter this small little parking lot area, I'm going to quickly adjust the GPS to merge us onto the next stop automatically. So it looks like it's going to be making a right here. Nope, it's going straight. That's fine. So it's going to stop us here. I'm going to edit this trip, remove this stop, and then we're going to go ahead and edit trip. Yep, done. And then I'm going to press and hold. I'm going to go ahead and press and hold this button, and it should take us to the second stop here. Again, I'm not having to intervene at all. We have no traffic on our left or right, so we are going forward here very nicely. It's making a right turn at this light. We do have a little bit of traffic coming up on our left side, so we'll have to wait for traffic to clear. It found an opening, and it went for it. It avoided that curb. That was a pretty tight turn there, so it created enough clearance. That was great. That was very good. I've seen other channels talk about the curb when Tesla FSD is turning. It's turning pretty close to the curb. I know that was an issue with previous versions, but I haven't seen that be a problem for me in version 13 in the area I'm in. So it's been doing very well. So far, very smooth drive. We'll be making a right turn here at this light. I don't see any signs that say you can't turn red, but even if there was a sign, FSD can't read that yet. So that's one of my biggest pet peeves right now. And it seems small, which I mean, in the grand scheme of FSD, it is. But I would like to see that at least included in their pilot program once they go live with unsupervised FSD in Austin, Texas. Just because, I mean, as a consumer, as a customer, I don't want a ticket if I don't have to get the ticket, right? I mean, I would probably disengage if it tries. I have actually in the past disengaged if it tries to turn on red. So, let me know down in the comments though if you would be willing to go out on a supervised journey in one of their pilot programs, such as Austin, Texas, because I think they're going to be, if that goes well, obviously they'll scale that out to other parts of the country. I'm curious to know. Let me know down in the comments below how you feel about experiencing a unsupervised taxi by Tesla with their FSD software as a pilot. So it's not yet tested. It's very early stage. I think I would be willing to go ahead and try it. I think I've had enough experience in my car, and so I have enough confidence with it right now for at least a small pilot. I don't think I would travel long distances unsupervised yet. But what I would do is, and again, I'm basing my kind of previous experience with all of the miles that I've already racked up in my car with FSD, I would definitely try a small route. And I think that's kind of what they're doing in their pilot, but that's just me. However, I have seen situations that my car has done, which is just mind boggling. So again, it's like this kind of round robin thing where it's doing great. And then in the same breath, it's like, whoa, why would you make that type of decision? So, you know, it's interesting to see the experience and the path forward that you know, FSD is on. And I think from what I had read, you cannot use unsupervised features in your car yet. It's only going to be available in the robotaxi. If that goes well, I think 2026, perhaps we might start to see our vehicles, so like just personal cars, have the ability to go unsupervised. So that would be very cool. That would be very cool. Just having your car, your Tesla, your personal car go unsupervised. So we're making a left turn here very nicely. It found an opening and we'll be merging right up onto this highway. Highways have been excellent for me. I've had no issues with highways. I'll go ahead and defog the windshield a little bit here. But highways have been great. I asked in one of my previous videos if anybody has done major road trips with FSD, and a lot of you guys had commented back and said that you did and you loved it. So that's something that I definitely want to do as well. I would love to try out a longer road trip with FSD and see how that goes. Maybe cross country, a couple 100 miles, see how it goes. It's definitely on my bucket list, because you guys had all commented back and let me know that it is phenomenal, and I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. So I definitely want to try it. You can see we're probably about 10 minutes or so into the drive. We're heading to our second stop. No disengagements yet. So again, I'm being very attentive to any disengagements that I have to take for safety reasons. And this is kind of my thought process is I'm really thinking about the unsupervised pilot program that they're going to be leading in Austin. So I want to make sure that I'm kind of in that mindset, right? I'm in the mindset of an unsupervised vehicle. I want to see how many times I have to disengage for safety reasons. And so far, so good. Not a problem. I'm in the standard profile, and it's doing very well. Just made a lane change here, and we're picking up speed. We're in a 65 on this highway going about 73. So we'll probably be passing this vehicle here. And again, it's very natural behavior. That's what I really like about FSD version 13. It was going a bit too, that vehicle was going a bit too slow for FSD's standard. So it merged over to the right lane, found an opening, and now we're assuming a higher speed than the vehicle that was going slow. And again, speed can be controlled by your offset settings. So make sure that if you are a new user, if you're a trial user of FSD, go ahead and play with your settings in your Tesla touchscreen, and just make sure that the offset settings are set to your preferences. I have mine set to 15% above the max speed limit. For me, that's been very, very good. So another thing is regarding the new Model Y, the 2025 Model Y. I think it was either the white or black interior, probably the white interior, I saw in their inventory is fully sold out, which is crazy to me. I don't know if that's ever happened. Let me know in the comments below if you had heard of such a thing in the past with Tesla being sold out of a specific color so quickly. I haven't heard of that in history before, but that just shows how much people were waiting for their Model Y. I know a couple people, even local, you know, shout out to the viewer that watches my channel locally that just purchased the Model Y. You know who you are, so thanks for your support. But I know that you just got your Model Y. There was a couple people that I was chatting with on a live stream as well that just picked up or just ordered their Model Y for 2025. So the Juniper model, of course. So that's not yet being released in the country, but there are vehicles that you can go and see in dealerships and Tesla dealerships. So I might do that in an upcoming video. I might go out and see if I can record a video of the Model Y Juniper in person to see it here in the local dealership. But so we're going 62. We're slowing down for this Model Y in the far right lane. We'll be getting off in about 0.7 miles or so on exit 5, which is coming up in 3/4 mile right here. So I'll check in with you guys once we get off on the exit. All right, so we're making a right turn to get off of the highway and taking exit 5 here. Once we get up to this intersection, we'll be making a right turn. And again, I'm on my test path. So this route is pretty much the exact same I'd like to take on new software releases. Though I don't have a new software release, I'm still running 13.2.2. I still thought today would be a good day to do the same test path. This is a very sharp right turn. We don't have any traffic that I can see on the left side, creeping up very nicely. Yep. The reason I like this turn is because it's a very, very tight turn. FSD is put to the challenge there. You have to make sure that you creep up very slowly because there's a huge blind spot on the left side for oncoming traffic. So I really like putting that route into the destination, into the GPS, because I like to have FSD challenged, especially with that turn. It's a very, very sharp right turn. So here we're waiting to make a right turn. The light just turned green. Again, no turn on red, but FSD can't read that. Doesn't matter though, because we're in the far left lane. We're making a right turn right behind this traffic up here. Very nice. We will be picking up speed. We're in a 40-mile-per-hour zone right now, so we should be going probably about closer to 45 if it picks up most of the offset. Here we'll see where it lands. Currently going about 40. And then we will be making a left turn right up ahead at this light here. So we should see FSD turn its signal on now, which it did. And then we'll be making a left turn right here. And again, this is the second stop out of the 3 that I have programmed. Once we get to the second stop, what I'll do is I'm going to actually edit the trip right before we get to that second stop so that you can see. I want to show you how FSD handles rerouting in real time, making this left turn very, very nicely. So we're about 0.7 miles away from that second stop. And again, the marker is just landing on the middle of the city. So there's not a specific parking lot or business or storefront address, nothing like that. It's just kind of in the middle of the city. So what I'll do is I'll edit the trip right before we get to that marker so you can see how FSD handles rerouting in real time. And again, that kind of brings autonomy into even more of a highlight, because with Robotaxi, you might have similar situations where you're rerouting people in real time, or if you have to go and pick up another fare, another customer, and you have to reroute FSD in real time, you'll very, very likely see that happen in an unsupervised fashion. So far it's been excellent. I haven't had to disengage at all, as you can see. So we're about 0.3 miles. What I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and edit the trip right now. And what I'll do is I'll remove this second stop. I'll click done. And now what it's doing is it's rerouting to the final stop. This is, oh, see that? That was not good. That was not good at all. So that was just pretty much going to ram right into that vehicle. That was not good. I mean, that was a really sharp decision. I don't like that at all. That was actually quite dangerous. And I've had success with modifying the route before, so I don't know what happened there. I mean, that was really, really, really not good. That was really dangerous. I mean, that was just, it was pretty much ready to turn right immediately. So that was quite scary and not good at all. Again, I've had success in the past rerouting in real time, but for some reason, it slowed down very abruptly, and there was a vehicle right behind us that had to slow down very abruptly as well, and it was pretty much going to turn right, so that was not good. I wish I had recorded that back to the Tesla team. Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to do that because I wanted to disengage first and get my bearings, but I wish I recorded that and sent that back. So that was actually very dangerous, not good at all. That's a safety disengagement for sure. So I'm going to replay the clip for you a couple times so you can see what just happened there. But again, I rerouted the GPS in real time to get rid of the second stop, so it routes us to the third stop, and it slowed down very fast, tried to make a right turn even though we had a vehicle coming on our right side. So that was really, really not good. Now, what I will say is I'm not sure if it's part of the process or if it's like a feature that they can even handle where you modify the GPS in real time, right? If you get rid of one stop before you get to it and it reroutes you to another stop. Again, I've done that many, many times and I've never had an issue before it got to the stop, before it got to the marker. I had to remove a stop and it just rerouted itself safely. But that was crazy to me. I mean, that was pretty much insane. I don't know why it did that. I mean, it was very clear. I saw the vehicle on the touchscreen here on the FSD software. So I know that it saw the vehicle, but for some reason it still decided to slow down really fast and then make that try to make that right. So that was crazy. Let me go ahead and re-engage FSD. It's routing us now to the third and final stop, but that was super disappointing. I mean, I'll have to go back and replay the footage for myself, but boy, was that a close call from my perspective. I mean, again, I'll have to go and replay the footage, but wow, that was crazy. And again, that's unfortunate because, like I said, I've modified the GPS settings like that many times in the past. So I don't know what just happened there. I wish I flagged that to back to the Tesla team, but unfortunately, I didn't catch it in time. So, oof, yeah, that was not good. But absolutely a safety disengagement, and a particularly interesting one because again, messing with the GPS. So going to yield here. We have no oncoming traffic actually, so we have a clear road, and it is assuming the far right lane. Then we'll be making a left change here. Perfect. And then we'll be making a left turn right up ahead at this light. So once we get to this light, I'll check in with you guys. All right, we're making a left turn at this light, and then we'll be assuming the far left lane, and then we're going straight for just about a half a mile until we make a sharp right turn. And again, if you have any idea or comment or opinion on what just happened there with the GPS rerouting and it pretty much making a really bad decision, let me know in the comments below. So again, and that disengagement was perhaps my fault. I don't know. I'm not sure if you're if the software can handle routing in real time like that. And again, I've done it in the past. I've had no problems, but I don't know if it's a function or a capability of FSD. And again, just to recap, all I'm doing is I have multiple stops in the GPS. And before I got to that second stop, just before I got to it, I removed it from the route. And then what the GPS does naturally is it reroutes you to the next stop. But once I removed that second stop, almost immediately, FSD slowed down really fast and then just tried to make a decision that was best for the map, best for the drive, but certainly not safe whatsoever. So let me know in the comments below if that's if that's my fault, if that's the driver's fault and you're not supposed to be doing that, or if FSD can handle that and it was a failure and a safety disengagement. So let me know. I'm not sure. Making a left turn here to merge into the highway. But again, that was, I'm very curious to hear your comments and opinions in the comments below, because I mean that was pretty crazy to me. I mean, that was definitely quite scary. But again, it was me interacting with the GPS. So I don't know if it can support that. I'll have to do some research. Never had that happen to me before with modifying the route, but we'll see. All right, making this left turn at this light here. Very nice. No problems there. And then we should be going straight for about 0.5 miles until we make a right. This area does have a sort of a town center area with a lot of traffic and a lot of pedestrians. So we'll see how it reacts here. A lot of cars build up on the right-hand side here, but we are on the left lane. So we should be making a right in 0.4 miles, but it's still maintaining this left lane. Okay, so now it's trying to find an opening to switch into the right lane. It found an opening and went for it very nicely. The car behind us slowed down a little bit because the opening was not wide enough, but as soon as FSD turned its signal on, the car behind us did create some space and we merged right in. So we'll be maintaining this lane for just 0.2 miles or so, and then we'll be making a right turn into the town center mall, kind of an outdoor mall with a lot of pedestrians. So it's another challenge that I like to put in the test path that I use to see how FSD handles that. So I'll check in with you guys once this light turns green. All right, the light is now green, so we're moving past this intersection very nicely. FSD turned its signal on to merge into the right lane. We have an opening. and it went for it very nicely. So no problem there. So far, so good. I mean, this ride has been smooth. It's an unfortunate incident that I had to disengage that other route a little while ago. But I mean, it is what it is. I think that was probably not the fault of FSD, but we'll do a debrief here in a second once we get to the third and final stop. FSD's turning right here, made good space between itself and the curb. So you saw it jerk a little bit over to the left, make some clearance there so it doesn't hit the curb. And we do not have a stop sign here, so we can go right through. Both vehicles on either side do have a stop sign, so FSD recognized that and went right for it. Not a problem. Very nice to see that. Even though we didn't have a stop sign, it was very confident, went right through. And here we are in the town center. So a lot of traffic, vehicles parked on either side, pedestrians walking. And it looks like the GPS now has us turning right up ahead here. We'll see where it's going to turn. We don't have a stop sign here either, which is nice. So we'll be going up ahead a little bit. Lots of foot traffic, lots of people here. We have this person going to be crossing over. A lot of people here, but FSD is doing a nice job. It's stopping, waiting for everybody to pass. This vehicle is now turning into the same lane that we will be turning into. So far, so good. I don't see anybody coming up on either side of us on foot. So we're good to make this turn. We have this Volvo blocking the lane here. FSD is a little hesitant. Okay, so it's slowing down completely now. Now it's picking back up. I don't know why it stopped, but it stopped completely before moving forward. So I guess it just wanted to make sure that it was good to go. But ultimately, it did move forward nicely there. Let's see. Why is it stopping? I don't know why it stopped there either. I mean, there was a gentleman on the right-hand side, but again, I don't know why it stopped in the middle of the road. Made no sense there to stop like that. But we are making a left turn at this stop sign. We have pedestrians crossing over to the left and the right, but FSD is going for it, not a problem at all. And then it should drop us off right up here according to the map. So we'll see. It's cobblestones here, a little bit of a rough area, but it's pulling off to the shoulder, and it should stop right here. Let's see if it does. Yep, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and engage drive, and then I will take off from here. So again, guys, you saw that, let's just do a quick debrief here of what happened. Overall, the drive was great. My disengagement, the one disengagement I did do, was because I was interacting with the GPS and modifying the stop. So I don't know if I can count that as a disengagement. I'm going to leave that up to the comments below and you guys to discuss that and make a decision on whether or not that should be part of FSD testing, or if not, right? If I was out of bounds by interacting with the system, or if that should be part of FSD testing, or if it's just not appropriate. So we have to make that decision, right? I'm curious what everybody thinks in terms of should that be part of my testing going forward, or should I just have one stop going from A to B and that's it? So anyways, I think this was a really good drive. You can see it was smooth, very nice, very fun. I appreciate you guys tagging along on the video and on the drive. If you haven't already, definitely consider hitting the subscribe button. I really appreciate your support. I'll be releasing many more videos like this as Tesla releases new functions and software to their FSD capabilities. So again, thank you for your support. Thank you for helping me reach over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'll catch you guys in the next video.